It's time now for your weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southwest region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors Southwest.
Hi everybody, I'm so happy you joined us for this week's episode. It's really difficult to believe that we are already halfway through the 2014 season of Fox Sports Outdoors. And what a great half season it's been so far. We've traveled all the way from the southeast to the southwest. We fished for several different freshwater species, some saltwater fish as well. It's just been a great ride so far. But we realize that some of you may be new viewers to the show and may have missed some of that, or maybe you went on vacation for a couple of weeks. For whatever reason, if you miss 1 week of our show, you miss a lot. So we're going to take some time right here at the halfway point, take a look back over our shoulders at some of the great highlights, some of the great fish catches, and some of the wonderful adventures that have happened on Fox Sports Outdoors so far this season. And maybe the best news of all is while we're doing that, we're going to be taking you around your local region for your fishing reports and lake reports from your lakes, rivers, and bays from our expert team of insider reporters. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stay with us. It's going to be an action-packed half hour. Right now, let's get this thing started back at the FSN studios with your weekend planning.
The Lunar tables are projecting vastly different conditions for the 2 days this weekend. Saturday is listed as poor, while Sunday is predicted to have excellent conditions. Expect the best daylight action to begin on Sunday a couple of hours before sunrise and again in the afternoon around 5 o'clock. The sun will rise at 6:42 and set at 8:25. And evenings will feature a moon that is 37% visible. Stay with us, we have all of your fishing updates from around the Southwest on the way. Plus, I'll return with Bassmaster Elite Angler Tommy Biffle to answer your Whataburger Ask the Pro questions. First though, here's a look at some pictures from the Costa Catch of the Week contest. These folks didn't win, but we still wanted to share their photos of some great catches.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Costa Sunglasses. See what's out there. By Luz, setting a new standard in fishing performance. Feel the difference. By Strike King Lures, #1 in fishing. And by Lowrance Electronics. Find, navigate, dominate.
Hey everybody, welcome back to our mid-season half-year in review episode, taking a look back at some of the best adventures, some of the best highlights and biggest fish that we've caught during the first half of our 2014 season. And did we ever get this season off to a rocking start? First of all, at Lake Fork, home of some of the best big bass fishing in the world, where we caught a huge bass. Following that, we went to Arbuckle Lake in the beautiful Arbuckle Mountains of south central Oklahoma. I caught one of the biggest bass not only in the history of this show, but in my 40-year professional fishing career. Let's take a look at these two big bass highlights, and following that, we get you to Louisiana with Cajun Phil and Kevin. That's easy 10-pound plus bass right there. That one hit a lizard, plastic Biffalo lizard by Gene LaRue. Show you all the baits a little bit later. But how about that? There is a Lake Fork pig. And that's what can happen when you come here and you're patient. Let's let that big dude go back. Look at this big dude. Big one. Oh man, look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at this giant pig. That's one of the biggest fish I've ever caught in my whole life. Unbelievable. Look at the size of that giant toad, will you? 11.3, 11 pounds and 3 ounces. How about that, folks? All right, we're gonna get this fish back in the water before we hurt her. That's why you come to Arbuckle Lake.
Hi friends, Cajun Phil here with your Fox, Louisiana fishing report. I tell you what, this week I decided just to talk about saltwater fishing because right now it is good all across the coast. Let's go to Houma, Louisiana. Talk to Captain Bill Lake. He had 3 boats out this morning. They waxed them and stacked them, as he said. They're actually going right offshore. They're fishing the rigs. They're limiting out with trout over there every day. Captain Bill said if they could get offshore, he said they're going to catch a limited trout. Now the wind had been blowing earlier this week. They couldn't get in. They stayed inshore. What did they do? They caught lots of redfish. So around Houma, Louisiana, actually it's Dulac, Louisiana is where they're fishing out of. You want to go further south? I'll tell you what, Josh Howard down in Venice, Louisiana. Josh is still on the warpath catching lots of yellowfin tuna right now. You're looking for a yellowfin trip, Captain Josh Howard doesn't get any better than that. He's coming in each and every day with a good boatload of yellowfin tuna. Over at Shell Beach, we talked to Brett Ordiz. Captain Brett Ordiz is doing really good. He's fishing around the rigs inside, inshore, and he's catching lots of speckled trout right now. Also, Captain Chris Pike over around Sweetwater Marina. Captain Chris Pike's doing really good, catching both speckled trout and redfish. There, they're catching most of them on live bait.
One of the things I've really enjoyed during the first half of this season is my first chance to give the Mercury 4-stroke outboard engines a thorough test, both here on my Bass Tracker aluminum fishing boat and on my Mako saltwater rig. What great engines these are. As a matter of fact, I put together a video to explain to you some of the reasons why I love Mercury 4-stroke outboard engines. And you can see that by going to our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com, clicking on the archived or past video section, clicking on the how-to videos, and you'll find the Mercury 4-stroke video. Take a look at that. Right now though, we're taking you to some more highlights, some more bass fishing. Hey, we had a great trip, first ever trip to Brandy Branch Lake, located in deep East Texas. Caught a big bass there. And then we went to Lay Lake over near Birmingham, Alabama. Had the fortune of catching a big bass there as well. Take a look. Jean LaRue bifflebug right there, kind of a yellow bottom, black top, and it caught a big toad right there. Look at this. Big fish. That's a big bass right there. Big old Lay Lake bass. And that's Strike King KVD 2.5 crankbait, big square bill. And that's a big toad right there. What a beautiful Lay Lake largemouth bass right there. We're gonna let that fish go back. Just go back in there, get on that grass bed again. Welcome back everybody to our mid-season half-year in review episode on Fox Sports Outdoors. One of the things we've done in the first half of the season is some excellent crappie fishing, including learning some new techniques for catching big crappie. These techniques are called long lining, spider rigging, and pulling cranks. We showed those to you on various episodes. If you missed those, you can watch all of those on our brand new archived episode page at foxsportsoutdoors.com. We caught some giant crappie at Little Washington Lake just off the Mississippi River near Greenville, Mississippi. We also caught some big ones at Navarro Mills Lake in East Central Texas. Take a look at those highlights, and following that, we get you to Oklahoma for your fishing reports for this week from Gary Dallahan. My first Mississippi crappie. Look at that. That's a fat pig right there. What a great crappie. That's going to be a, man, I don't know, that's probably close to a 2-pound crappie for my very first one right there. Let him go back. Don't jump, don't jump, don't jump, don't jump. Got him. Oh yeah, look at that toad. All right. That, my friend, is a good frying size crappie right there. Look at that big dude. Beautiful crappie right there. We've had a good day today.
Hey, we've got 2 species that are really lighting up the fishing report here in Oklahoma this last week of July, white bass and catfish. and both of them are haunting the same type of territory, so you've got a really good chance for a mixed bag on that next outing. Now, both of these species are running the flats 10 to 20 foot of water close to the break lines in the main lake areas. In the case of white bass, a lot of times you can find those fish schooling, and I'm talking about all throughout the day. Obviously early and late day are prime times, but it's not unusual to find those white bass busting on top this time of year as they chase those school shad to the surface. Great lure choices when they're on top: a popar, a Zara Spook Jr., and also any type of jig and spoon or crappie jig that you can throw a long way. If you can make long casts into those schoolers while they're on top, you can catch them on just about anything that you throw. The shad are bigger now, so your lure size is not as particular as it was just a couple of weeks ago. Once they go down, continue to work that jig and spoon on the break lines off the edge of those flats, again about 10, 12, 14 foot depth of water. In the case of the catfish, great choices for your channel cats and your blue cat. It's hard to beat cut shad or fresh shad. Same type thing there. Look for those flats 10 to 20 foot of water next to the main lake river channels themselves. Put that bait down there. You can either go down with the sinker on the bottom of your rig or put your hook below your sinker and just drift along those flats. You're going to catch both those species. If you want to catch flathead, your better luck is going to be with live bait of some kind, either trying to keep your shad alive or going with live sunfish. Great time of year to be fishing in Oklahoma, but one thing about it, you can't catch them if you don't go.
Here on Fox Sports Outdoors, we travel thousands of miles across the South and Southwest regions to bring you the best fishing action each week. We pull our NITRO, Bass Tracker, and Mako boats in our Nissan Titan pickup. It's loaded with all the features that make it comfortable for lots of hours on the road, and it's got the towing power that we need to pull these boats all over the country. Fort Worth Nissan is the supplier of our vehicles. Matt Bowers and his crew do a great job there in Fort Worth, Texas, and they're offering a special to our viewers. You can see that by going to the Fort Worth Nissan logo on the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. Before we get into the next break, I want to show you some highlights from our first trip to Kentucky Lake in Tennessee. Crispin Powley, our Southeast reporter, joined us for the action, and we caught some great bass. And I've got to tell you this now, this is my first time to throw this big old crankbait. I am so impressed. That is such a blast. Strike King 10XD, catching good ones like that. We pulled out here on a ledge. Look what we've done. Two fish. Bring him around here.
Yeah, he's got a bad eye.
Yeah, he does. Two decent fish right off the bat.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Exide AGM Marine Batteries. Starts like new, stays like new longer. By Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland Lures. With our baits, a good day of fishing is in the bag. By MotorGuide, trolling motors engineered for anglers. By NITRO Performance Fishing Boats, welcome to the big leagues. By Fort Worth Nissan, Fox Sports Outdoors is powered by Fort Worth Nissan. And by Whataburger. Get your day started at Whataburger with the new jalapeno cheddar biscuit.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the show. We're taking a look back this week at some of the best fishing highlights from the first half of our 2014 season. We work very hard on Fox Sports Outdoors to bring you a good representation of the game fish species that swim in the South and Southwest regions. And no show would be complete without a good representation of white bass, stripers, and hybrid stripers. And we've caught all three in the first half of the year. Sabine River in East Texas swim some of the largest white bass anywhere in the United States, and it was our first trip there. We followed that up with a trip to Lake Texoma and showed you a brand new technique for catching stripers. Following that, we showed you how to catch hybrid stripers from Cedar Creek Lake in East Texas. Take a look at those, and following that, we'll be taking you to Texas freshwater fishing with Brian Hughes, followed by Bill Olson from the Texas Gulf Coast. Catching these big old spawning female white bass on their migration run up the river. There. Man, there's a good start right there. Big, fat, spawning female right there. Well, we're not keeping them today, so we're gonna let her go back. Way up there shallow. Look at him up on top. Wow. There we go. Hey, Look at that big pig. I'm gonna stick this fish on the scale just to give you some idea of how big these fish are in this lake. 12 pounds and 4 ounces. How about that? Whoa, that's a freight train. That big boy. All right. There we go. Classic hybrid right there. Just a good chunky, stocky fish right there. Boy, they will fight. You saw how that thing cut up on top. Away he goes.
Hi folks, this week's Lone Star Lakes is brought to you by Executive Outfitters, one of the best places I know to go for dove hunting in the state of Texas. Now this week we're at Little Lake Bonham, and it's part of a Tri-Lakes group of lakes including Crockett, Coffee Mill, and of course Bonham here behind me. Now starting with Bonham, you want to fish drop shots, shaky heads, or Carolina rigs off the points about 12 to 18 feet deep for largemouth bass. Now it's taken a little over 25 pounds to win the Thursday night tournament, so you know there's some good bass in Bonham. Catfish are also biting on prepared and cut baits up along the breeds. Now, when you move over to Coffee Mill, you're going to use your spinner baits and jerk baits along the shore and look for the drop-offs and ledges that you can find, and brush piles if you can find those. And finally, over at Crockett, it's all about the lily pads. When you see that lake, you'll understand why. These are perfect lakes for fishing with a small two-man boat. Go into the pads on Crockett and flip your worms, jigs, and Texas rigs around there. You'll catch some Crockett bass. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you by Executive Outfitters. Now let's check in with Mr. Bill Olson. He's on the coast.
Hi folks, the Texas Outdoors Journal brings you this week's report and has once again been named the best major outdoor magazine in Texas. If you fish and hunt in Texas, you should be reading Texas Outdoors Journal. Every month we'll tell anglers and hunters where to go, what to expect once they get there, and how to do a little bit better. Pick up a copy of Texas Outdoors Journal on newsstands or subscribe at the website on the screen. Well, weather is heating up, and it seems like finally some consistency is occurring to inshore fishing. On the lower coast, out of the Arroyo, big speckled trout are being caught in water 2 to 3 feet deep. A variety of live and artificial baits are catching fish. Mid-coast anglers have scored on good speckled trout from the surf on she-dogs and suspending lures. South of Packery Channel, pompano have been caught on dead shrimp in the second gut. Now, upper coast anglers have seen trout go deep in mid-bay reefs. Topwater lures have drawn strikes from fish in water 7 feet deep. Birds are also working on Sabine and Galveston, plus the jetties are holding a variety of fish, including Spanish mackerel, redfish, trout, and on the lower coast, kingfish and tarpon. Light winds and smaller seas have allowed offshore anglers to chase shrimp boats. Dorado, ling, bonito, kingfish, and blackfin tuna have been caught while fishing or trolling around those shrimp boats. The offshore crowd is still buzzing over the 972.7-pound blue marlin caught a few weeks ago by Team Legacy at the Bastante John Err Memorial Tournament in Rockport. It's the 7th largest blue marlin caught from the Gulf of Mexico. This weekend, Saturday has a double tide schedule of 2 high and 2 low tides. This Sunday is a 3-tide day with 2 low tides and just 1 high. I'm Bill Olson, and I'll see you on the coast.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. By Mercury Marine, celebrating 75 years of marine excellence. By Stren Fishing Lines, the standard of dependability. And by Tracker Boats. It's more than just a boat, it's a tracker.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time now for our Whataburger Ask the Pro question, your chance for advice from professional anglers. This week, Mike writes, how important is the number of ball bearings when purchasing a spinning reel? For the answer, we checked with Bassmaster angler Tommy Biffle.
Really, the average ball bearings in a reel would probably be 6 to 8 or something, but you know, I think it's more the quality instead of the number of ball bearings. You get a reel that's really smooth and casts really good, the number of ball bearings is probably not the deal. It's the quality of the ball bearing that they're putting in the reels.
Thanks, Tommy. If you have a question to ask one of the pros, go to our website, follow the Ask the Pro link, and send us your information. Now let's find out which big fish photo wins someone a brand new pair of Costa sunglasses on the Costa Catch of the Week.
If you're new to our show, we have a Costa Catch of the Week contest where each week one of our viewers from our South and Southwest regions each win a brand new pair of Costa sunglasses. This week's winner is John Proctor of Norman, Oklahoma, showing off a 22-pound striped bass he caught out of the lower Illinois River, the southern part of Oklahoma, and he caught it fishing from a kayak. If you would like to enter our contest and have a chance to win your own pair of Costa sunglasses, go to our website and click in the Costa Catch of the Week area, send us your big fish photo, and you'll be in the running. And you can see all of the Costa frame and lens styles at their website. Again, go to the front page of our website, click on the Costa logo, and you can see them all there, including the frame and lens styles that I'm wearing on this week's episode called Switchfoot. Next up on the Academy Sports and Outdoors Right Stuff feature, MotorGuide has come out with a brand new series of trolling motors in the lower thrust called the X3. And then for your larger boats and the Wi-Fi models, it's the XI5. You can see lots more about these brand new trolling motors just introduced to the marketplace by going to our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. Click on the videos archive and go to the how-to video section. You can see one video that I did on the X3s introducing you to this line of motors and another on the XI5 wireless trolling motors. Check them out. One of the things that happened during the first half of this season on Fox Sports Outdoors is that our Southeast reporter for the Carolinas, Inglis Glover, took a bunch of veterans fishing on his boat. They had a great day and a lot of fun fishing and did a feature here on the show. Also, one of our sponsor partners on the show, Lou's Fishing Rods and Reels, has a new program called American Hero, where when you purchase certain products with the American Hero logo, they contribute fishing tackle and equipment to help take our returning veterans fishing. We have lots of veterans, both men and women, that watch our show here on Fox Sports Outdoors. We hear from you folks regularly via email, Twitter, and Facebook. And to you folks, we say thank you very much for a job well done and for making our nation the free country that it is. Our freedoms are thanks to people just like you. Hey, don't forget that you can see lots more content, videos, photos, and fishing news and information in several places. First of all, at our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. You can always see the latest episode 24/7 right on the front page. You can also catch lots of information on our Twitter feed. We put lots of good information up on a daily and weekly basis. We still have our Facebook page up. You can get lots of information there, and you can sign up for our free weekly newsletter. You can do that on the front page of our website. Hey, don't forget to join us next week. We'll be on at 10:30 Thursday night with the repeat airing Saturday morning at 7:30. Till then, I'm Barry Stokes saying be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.